Royal Air Force Tornado, swing wing bomber getting airborne now. There she goes. 15 squadron aircraft. Twin reheated RB199 engines in full cry at the moment, but still not as noisy as the Harrier. Tornadoes in widespread use with the Royal Air Force, the German Navy, and the Italian Air Force. It's a swing wing aircraft. Was designed, in its original design, it was called the MRCA, Multi-Rail Combat Aircraft. Some of us used to say that MRCA stood for Must Refurbish the Canberras Again. But eventually it came into service in the late 70s and has given sterling service both as a bomber, particularly in the Gulf War, and as an interceptor as the F-3. You can tell the difference in a bomber and a fighter version, that the F-3 has a much longer nose than the... And a hard turn. You can see the vortices just coming off the wingtip. That's due to the drop in pressure in the vortex. There's just too little air to hold the amount of water which is there, so it gets squeezed out or condensed. Here we come round again, pulling hard, probably about 5 to 6 G. And you can clearly see those vortices now. Wing in the mid position. Wing angle is controlled automatically as a function of speed. It's a complex wing. It has leading edge flaps, trailing edge flaps. It's, of course, variable sweep also. It has an auxiliary power unit and it has reverse thrust too. Reverse thrust is to give it short landing ability. Here we see the dirty pass, has the gear down, power's coming on though to balance the drag, and you'll have the flaps extended and the wings forward. See that huge stabilizer, the huge fin. And because the airspeed is relatively low, of course the wing is forward. Cleaning up using a little bit of reheat there to accelerate the aircraft and clean up, get the gear tucked away, flaps up, get clean wing, and we're set to go fast. Two-seat aircraft, pilot in the front seat, and what we used to call a navigator in the back, but that category has now been abandoned by the Royal Air Force, and I believe they're called systems operators. Effectively, he manages the weapons system. He's the bomb aimer, in effect. High-speed pass now, clean. Probably doing about 400 knots at the moment. To the pylons underneath the wing for the armament. Nice inverted, about 300 feet. Smooth roll. You can see the smoke from as the engines are opened up, and a little bit of fuel vented also from the fuselage there, which is not an uncommon occurrence when the aircraft has been inverted. Once again, that weather isn't helping. We've got rain moving in again. I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to see fairly soon a rather fast pass with the wings well swept. Maybe not this time, but I think we'll see it before he goes home. Hard turn now. His bank's about 80 degrees. So there we are. I thought he might do this. He swept the wings, not all that fast at the moment, but he swept the wings. And you can see the new profile made by the airplane. Both reheats engaged into a hard turn, 5 to 6 G in that turn. Then going vertical, plenty of thrust to do that. Of course, the aircraft will have a fairly light fuel load now and will have no weapons on board. So the thrust-weight ratio is extremely favourable. And the wings in the mid position at the moment. It lines up for a flyby down the crowd line. Those RB199s, as you can see, are not totally smoke-free. They roll and sweeping the wings at the same time. Glow of the afterburner as it goes into the turn. Once you pull hard on an aircraft, you generate lift to turn the aircraft. Also creates a lot of drag, and that can cause the speed to wash off. So as you're in the turn, you're increasing power to maintain speed, and a little squeeze of afterburner might be needed if you're pulling very, very hard. Of course, only military aircraft have afterburners. Now the Concorde out of service, that was the only civil aircraft to have a reheat system or afterburner. And Concorde used afterburner and reheat both for takeoff and for acceleration from 0.9 Mach up to 1.7 Mach, but used to cruise in dry power with the reheat switched off. Lovely low speed, low level, high speed pass. Push speed 500, 550 knots there. Pulling up hard, wings swept, straight up.